the delay? Should be live now. Oh. Let's get ready to travel again. Book on any airline, any flight. But if you didn't refresh. That's not bad. Good quality. Oh. Hello guys. Yeah, I can see there's a bunch of people coming in, so I'll just wait for more and then we'll start setting teeth on this case here. I was just checking my internet connection to see. I don't know if I can actually see the chat. Oh yeah, I can see it here. And we got a like. Oh. Because yeah, I've been waiting to do a post like this, but I just don't feel like talking in my videos. So I like to do it live and talk about it instead of making the video. That's all right. So this is a full upper and lower for wax drying. I'm gonna set up today, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how we get those dimensions and verticals that I always get a question about. But before I do that, I just want to know where's everybody from, so I know which language to speak in. Because if all English speaking, I'll be speaking English. If all from Arabic countries, I'll speak Arabic. Yes, the video will be saved on my live on my channel, and you can view it. Just waiting to see where is Jordan, so Arabi. Well, I guess I'll speak Arabic then. Okay, so what I'll be using here is regular base plate wax, English please. Okay. Oh well, can't see. No, you have to go like this. Yeah. So if you can't see the lower half of the screen, just go on full screen on your phone, and you should be able to actually see the whole thing. Anyway, so we have this one here. This cast is been mounted after taking the bite registration, and then if the patient has an old denture, what we do is we fit the denture here, and we get this. Probably you've seen it from my last video. Caliper or a divider, and what we do is we mark the midline with a wax knife like this, or a plaster knife, and then we mark the horizontal so it's perfectly flat, and then while the old denture is still there, we'll bring this, put it right in the center of that, and measure where the teeth are. Let's say it was to here, and then keep it in the center. We go around and scratch it on the model right here. So now you have that reference point that you will not lose. So if I want to, let's say, this was like that, let's say it was completely closed, which is rare, never happened. We come to here, we'll put that on the center, so I know that I have to open it now. So what I do, keep opening it. Then now it's too much, and I'll close a little. There. Now we know exactly where it is, and it never miss. So we'll keep that here, and then we'll start doing the base plate for that. Just a regular base plate wax that I'm going to be using. And I like to make it a little bit thicker, so I'm going to go like this. I'm going to use the whole sheet. Can everybody hear me well and the quality is good? I had a bad internet connection today. Jade. كل شيء ممتاز. I like that. Okay, so now this is ready with a good thickness to it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it back here, and now I'm gonna start setting the teeth. So basically, for those who are just joining in, what I'm gonna do is I have a pre-measured dimensions here that I'm gonna use, and that's gonna give me all the details I want from the old denture. Just the positioning of the teeth. So if the teeth are worn out, we'll add to it more. If the teeth are good, we'll keep it right where it is. This is just a wax knife. أهم شيء النظافة بالشغل. So now I'm just gonna put it like this initially. Midline, you have to be careful where the midline is. And then now we measure with this here. Short. Need to go down more. Almost. And then we have 1 mil. Perfect. Check the midline again. And now what I'm gonna do is put it back on the articulator and check the support. So you can see here I marked where the lower ridge is. especially the anterior area. I'm gonna do this so you know where you are. So I'm looking now at this and that, and I'll check for that support. Looks decent. Turn that tooth with the curve of the lower and check that again. All good. Now it becomes easy. And I'll show you why, because you have that tooth as a reference. So now you know you'll follow the curve of that tooth, you'll follow the support of that tooth, and I'm just gonna read some of the comments. Okay, what kind of burner is that? Acetylene gas. تشوف البروز وتضبط الميلان تبع السن، صح؟ Basically just following that tooth here. حبيبي اتفقنا بالبداية عربي لو انجليزي، الأكثرية راد انجليزي، بس مو مشكلة بعض المصطلحات نحكيها بالانجليزي. So now these are the two centrals. I don't have to keep checking on the articulator because I know where that one is. هنا هاي الخطوة مهمة، انه هذا السن الغلط جبت لما تحطوه هنا تجي شغلات تجميلية، نراعي عمر المريض، شنو هو المريض اصلا، يعني مرة ولا رجال، كلها هاي تأثر على شلون ينصف هذا اللاترال، ما اعرف شو بيسموه. فبما انه المريض عندنا هذا ذكر وعمره 76 سنة تقريبا، فما نعمل هذا السن مرتفع كثير، لأن هاي خاصية عند الشباب أكثر شيء. So الرباعية. So what we're gonna do is, based on the age of the patient, we will not raise that lateral too much. الشيء الحلو هنا انه بعد ما ثبتت السنترالز ما يحتاج كل شوية اتأكد من الهاي، لانه عرفت الدورة تبع الارش او القوس، عرفت المكان، يصير البقية كله شغل بالايد. واهم شيء follow the ridge، انه ما اعرف شو يسموه الريدج بالعظم تبع الفك. شايف شلون التقوس موجود following the arch. Canines are very important for aesthetics. أهم شيء الأنياب لأن جدا مهمة بالناحية التجميلية. يكون دائما على ميل شوية. Just a slight angle. Not too much, and the same height as the central. فالناب لما يجي دائما بالتصفيط او بالصف يكون النقطة المدببة اللي موجودة به بهذه الحالة هو ما موجودة، لأن هذا هو نوع السن هيك. the same height أو بنفس الارتفاع تبع السنترالز، same height as the centrals. Now we do the same side here. لحد الآن ما صادفتني مشكلة، يعني كنت خايف من هاي الحالة إنه شوي العظم مو طبيعي. If you don't mind guys sharing this video with your friends or classmates or whatever so they can catch it live if they have any questions, because usually after I end the live I'll start getting the questions and I won't have time to get back to it. هسه بالعربي. يفضل انه تشاركون هذا الفيديو ويا زملائكم او هاي، لانه اكثر الاحيان من يخلص اللايف يجوني ويسألون اسئلة، فاذا موجودين هم حاليا بعثوا لهم الرابط للفيديو هذا حتى يجون يسألوني لايف. Okay, so now we're done. You see the uppers, you see where the lower ridge is, you see how the arrangement is, and also when you check in like this, it's all good. Following the ridge, all good, looks good. Yes, I will try to make repair videos. I have one already, so you can check that one. بعدين هاي اللمسات الأخيرة شوي تضيفوها على مود الجمالية. كل شي ما دا أشوف هذا بالنص الخازوق هذا. اوكي، هسه الطريقة الثانية اللي أنا دائما أحب أشتغلها إنه نبلش بالفك العلوي. We'll start with the upper posteriors like I always do. It's my favorite way. There's also a similar way. You do one measure and then you follow. So I'll show you how I do it. I go with first premolar. First premolar must follow the curve, of course, and the angle of these teeth, not that. ما لكم علاقة بالزاوية تبع الناب، تكون على نفس الزاوية تبع بقية الأسنان، لأن الناب مايل أصلا. عندك الridge is in a straight line like this, so you have to be on a straight line with the ridge. And I'll do one check to make sure it's on. نتأكد منه قبل ما نبلش بالبقية. And we look that way. I don't know if you can see because of that here. See here where the fissure of the tooth is, and then you are following that straight line. That's what's gonna create that function, because you want it on top of the ridge. Okay, so now I'm gonna be setting the rest of them the same way. You can add curve of SPE. I do a slight curve, but not excessive. Basically just following that. راح اسوي التقوس تبع SPE، قوس SPE، او اي هو هذا اسمه كمان بالعربي. نحط هذا اولا نشوف اذا ارتفع زيادة او طلع عن الريدج. Still good. And that's why I made this base plate thick, because I wanted to set the teeth on it without having to create a bite block, another bite block I should say, for just setting teeth. So basically what I'm looking for is those cusps here, and that's my guide to see how it's going to be when it reaches the end here. ثبت السن أهم شي حتى ما يتحرك. And then last one on this side. There's a slight curve, not excessive. So now when you look at the teeth here, you'll see that I set them on a straight line, and then this. Everybody knows that trick. And you look at them that way, you see they're all lined up, nothing sticking in the middle. Same thing for the other side. Just gonna do it quickly so we don't spend too much time on it. طبعا وجهكم راح نسويها سريع شوية. One check. Good. مثل ما تشوفون هنا اكو هذا الريج نازل بالابر، نازل شوية، بس بالمقابل اللور من هنا خاسف. فهاي هيك شي نقدر بهيج حالة شوية ننزل هذه الجهة حتى يتوازن ويا الجواني. keep the teeth clean. That will save you some time later on when you're waxing. That's the second side. Now we seal everything in place. And the upper is done. هاي بالنسبة للفوقاني. بس نخليه هذا شوية يبرد نشتغل على الجوه. Now the lower. I'm going to be reading some of your comments. اي والله خازوق متعب ما يخليك تشوف. Make more repair videos. درست ترميم كندا؟ لا، درست بسوريا وجيت اشتغل بكندا. Hola Argentina. How do you get the same curve of SPE on both sides without using glass plate? I guess you can call it experience. I just showed you how I did everything, so you can do it as well. You start raising the cusps of the upper posteriors as you're heading towards the distal. So I made a thick one here as well. So since my last live was actually doing waxing and stuff, I will not be doing waxing in this here. You can go and check my video. It's still posted from the live. This one is just setting the teeth. Okay, so this is your base plate for the lower. I'm gonna make, because this is quite the distance between the upper and lower, you see here. Well, you can't see. Now you see. And I cannot just go by the thickness of the base plate like I did with the upper. فلازم اسوي عضة شمعية لأن مسافة كبيرة بين الفك العلوي والسفلي. هذول اللي بالعيادة يفكروني كل ما قلت كلمة فك عبالهم أفشل عليهم. لو جاي أفشل على الناس كلها تقمز. So put this here, and I make sure that the wax is under where the upper teeth are. There we go, looks good. Okay, where's everybody from now؟ من أي بلد المتابعين؟ أكثر شيء يمكن شفت لحد الآن أردن، أرجنتين، and can't remember. مغرب، سعودية، جزائر. أهلا وسهلا. تفتهمون على لهجتي؟ أهل السعودية ماكو مشكلة، بس بولندا، بولند سيتي، جزائر. الله نتشرف بيكم. Alabama. Ooh. Got the weight on in your shoulder. It's a song. Just taking the teeth out of the card because they're stuck. Syrian in Germany. Nice to meet you. I was in Germany 2019. It's beautiful. Berlin. Iraq, Baghdad. أهلا وسهلا. لا تعليقك شايف حبي مشتبه، بس مرات أباوع مرات أشيل عيني فتعذرني. Okay, so this is an important part here. هذا جزء مهم لازم تنتبهون عليه. So you have, this is like, once you get this done, everything is easy after that. So you have 3 cusps on the lower, you know that from dental anatomy. So what I'm looking for is, you see the 2 in the upper here, and that's only, I think, with those teeth. Like, I don't know about natural teeth, will be a little bit different. So the lower has to, like, those 2 will have to sit right into those 2 divots here. So you see how it sits down? That will guarantee a function for you, and also semi-balance. So it has to be in the middle, and when you look that way, your buccal cusps are actually a little bit shown or exposed here. You can see like about 1/2 mil. And then you turn it around from the lingual and make sure that it's also tight, unless you're doing lingual occlusion. And I'm not in this case. I'm just doing a regular setup or occlusion. You look at it that way, it's sitting right on the ridge. You see where the line is, still from the pencil. That's straight line with that. And then I do the other side the same way. So I look where this is landing. I just burnt my hand actually, so. It happens. So when I do this, see where this is gonna be. And I basically just go like that. What's your favorite side to work on? I like working on this side because of the way I can hold the articulator and work my middle finger. Same thing, so 3 cusps, 2 on the upper. You just go like this and it lands right on them with a little bit of 0.5 millimeter of buccal exposed. Check for the lingual, make sure it's not just a buccal touch.
I'll be back.
Okay. Okay, so now same thing goes for this. You can see here, following the line. That's why I like to mark them in the pencil with the pencil, because I can see it through the wax and I'll know where I am. A straight line. So that's this side. Now it's basically just kids game, I call it, because anybody can do that now. That's why actually being a denture technician is such an easy thing, and lots of people, especially in North America, they don't even go to school to do it. They just learn it. That's the thing about so depressing, because we go to school for 3 years, spend thousands of dollars, and then go into a job that I could have had even without going to school. That's why you see a lot of Instagram pages of denture technicians, because I'd say that most of them did not even go to school. They just have the passion to it. See here, I just said this without even looking on the upper. And ما تقبل غلط. ما غشك سيد. هي تيجي بالمكان feet. It will just, everything will fall in place if you have that first molar right. Same thing for this. No, this one's for here. And then you adjust, and then we'll do a little adjustment in the end as well, just to get it kind of balanced, because it's a try-in and it's in wax, so don't waste a lot of time on that. Things could change. أحيانا حتى الفوق يحتاج شوية تغيير. Okay, it's the first premolar, and then at least I can remove that rod. حتى شوية نخلص من هذا الخازوق اللي قدام. حاولني حاول والله. So I noticed this one is a little bit out, and you can see it. It's not on the same line. So what I'm gonna do is push it back a little bit more, but be careful not to touch these teeth, because everything is still pretty soft and could be distorted easily. هسه تمام. Same thing goes for this. You see here, there's a little bit of buccal cusp occlusal surface showing. Okay, I think I read some comments. I'm just gonna ليه تبدأ من الخلفي شوفتكم ليش إن شاء الله أجي على الرياض مطرف إنديا جزائر. لا هو طلع يمي مخفي، بس يمك هو ياهو المهم، يمك لو يمي خلص قلناه وصل يمنا. ما شاء الله. هذا لا قالوا لك العود من أول ركز ثبت المولر صح. يسهل الباقي. I grew up around my mom and dad. Wow, I love that story. متابعين من الأردن، أهلا وسهلا. Yeah, I love the old technicians, and that's what I grew up with, or at least in this job. My first job was with a 70 years old denturist in Manitoba, and he taught me pretty much everything regarding confidence and love and work. He was like my inspiration, and he died, and I took his tools and now I'm working with his tools, which is this is his, that knife, that caliper. You can see it's old. Such a nice guy. And now the last thing I like to put is the second molars, because they honestly, they will fall in there like nothing happened and they won't even change a thing. But just make sure you do not push it towards that tooth here, especially if the wax is still hot. So heat up the wax really good, so all the distortion will happen only in that area here. And then just a little bit rise, because remember we said there's a slight curve of SPE or inclination, and that's what happened. See all of these teeth goes like this, and then on the back like that. The upper goes like this. Same thing on this side. I'll have about 10 minutes at the end of the live for questions, because you guys are awesome and I love helping every single one of you, but I get so many questions and it's so hard to reply to everybody. And then when I don't reply, they think that I'm just being a jerk, but I honestly do not have time, and I have a life after work, so I cannot really be on my phone after work as well. But I would love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That'll be awesome. Then you can see all these videos that I do, catch all the lives. Okay, so you can see here what happened. Set up the posteriors, upper, then the lower with a slight curve. You can even see the curve going up a little bit like that. And it's kind of a balance, so I'm just gonna wait for it to heat up a little, set up a little bit, because the wax is still warm. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of lateral movements, protrusion. Doesn't really mean a thing right now because the interiors are not there, but just to make sure that I'm in the right track. أهلا وسهلا من الجزائر. Okay, let's read your comments while we wait for this wax. هل أستطيع العمل في المختبر بدون شهادة في كندا؟ Yes and no. أي ونعم، أي ولا. لأنه في أحيانا المختبر يطلب خبرة وشهادة، في بعض المختبرات ما بيطلبوا، بس بأمريكا أعتقد ما بيحتاج. أنا بألمانيا السنة الثانية بطب الأسنان، نعمل بدلة، وشكرا كثير عم استفيد من فيديوهاتك. شكرا صبا. أنا لك. I was about to point out early the caliper. How did it seem? Oh, glad I answered your question then, Mohit Singh. يمكن في 2 على الانستغرام جايين يتهاوشون، كل شوية تجيني notification. Okay, I cannot wait that long. I hate waiting. So what I'm gonna do is that a green guitar? Good eye. Yes. We play guitar. Oh, I flipped the quad. ممكن حص على الاسكريشيتس. شو هاي الاسكريشيت؟ هو الدنجر بالقوة افتهمتها هاني النوبة هاي ما ادري شنو هي. So that lower here might be an epic fail, but we'll see. Because usually I measure it like that when I see the space. This one looks a little tight, so we may have to do some adjustments and move the teeth around. But we'll try it. Okay, let's check for lateral movements. See, everything here is touching. And as I said, you don't have to be perfect because this is wax. It will shrink, the patient will bite hard and will change it. But it's nice to have it in case everything goes well, then you don't have to do it. This one is good too. And the balance, because you have working and balance. Good enough. Of course, I'd like to thank whoever joined my live. I know it's not a lot of people, but if it was one person, I'll be happy to teach and share my information, answer their questions. Really appreciate every one of you. Alright, here we go with this one here. Same thing goes for the lower, just like when you did the upper canine. You're following basically the arch, but that could change easily. And then you look at where your upper is. But we all know that canines usually have root prominence, so that's for aesthetics. We kind of make it stick out a little bit. Not that much, but a little bit. صدق في شغلة مطرف من السعودية محتاج عود اشتري، وذول الاونلاين تبع الانستغرام احكي وياهم بس حكي، ما ولا لا يبيعون ولا شي، كذابين. فاذا في عندك احد تعرفه يبيع عود كويس هيجي شغل دندنة يكون ممنون والله. نحب نسوي مرات سهرات هيج سمرات. This part, kids game right there. ما في أسهل منها. شوف شلون أعرف الأمور ريحة اللاص. لما نغيرها نحط السنترال يطلع مو مضبوط ويا الفوق، بس عادي هاي. عملت شوية تغيير حتى يصير الميد لاين ويا هذا، شايفينه؟ خلينا نشيل الخازوق شوية. لو يكفي لو ما يكفي. يدوب. شوية التوسيع. بس حتى ما اطولها عليكم هيك على السريع راح اسويها. هسه تمام. شوية هذا الراد نطلعه لي برا. There you have it. That's an upper and lower teeth setup. As you can see here, everything is right in place. I'm not gonna do any moves with it now or test because it's still soft. I don't want to change it. And yeah, now you know how it's made. just gonna read some of those comments from Morocco. مالي بالشغلات. لا مالك بالكيف. ليه بالفك السفلي ما تبدأ بالسنترال سايز عشان تتفادى؟ يعني ما حكينا بالبداية، ما أعرف إذا انتبهتي عليها لو لا الكلام. يعني الأكثرية الأحيان بشتغل وأكتب شرح وأوصف كل شيء بعدين ينعاد عليه نفس السؤال، يعني لو ما حاكي أحسن لي. طيب راح أجاوبك على هالسؤال لأنه بما أنه آخر سؤال. إذا بديت بالأمامية وأخذت راحتي بالمجال وكل شيء، هذه النقطة اللي حكينا عنها ما راح تكون بنفس المكان. هذا السن محتمل يكون بعيد، محتمل يكون قريب، فشو نضطر نعمل؟ نباعد بين الأسنان. لما نباعد بين الأسنان شو يصير؟ فراغات كبيرة. فحتى أضمن إنه الدنشر يشتغل لازم أحط هذول بكل شيء بمكانه، وبعدين أدبر مكان للأماميات السفلية، أحسن من ما أحط الأمامية محل ما يعجبني وبعدين أبدي هاي أغير بيهم مشان ينزل هذا المكان بهذا المكان. وصارت كثير أحيان، يعني أنا كنت بأيام الجامعة أشتغل هاي الطريقة، بس عذاب. خالصين. Okay, there you have it. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you learned something new. And I'll see you in my next live. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and you'll catch more of those exclusive live videos. Thank you so much, and see you next time. شكرا. نشوفكم المرة الجاية.